Abby, you totally remind me of one of my old coworkers.
Oh, well,
And I
I
love
get that. Oh, well, welcome everyone. My name is Abby Trout. I am the curriculum coordinator in CLA Career Services, and I'm very excited to talk to our employer partner today, Ashley. Ashley, to get us started, why don't you just introduce yourself, your role, and your organization?
Wonderful. Thank you, Abby. Hi, everyone. My name is Ashley Laffen. I am a talent acquisition specialist for Enterprise. I've been with our company for a little over 14 years now, and I spend a lot of my time hiring and recruiting for our full-time entry-level management trainee position and also our amazing summer internship program. So I'm really excited to be here today.
Great, thank you so much. Ashley, how can students stand out in an interview?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I think that, of course, there's Abby, all of the things that we normally think of, like being prepared, dressing for the part, all of that kind of stuff. But in addition to that, what I want to see from applicants is I want to see why they're applying for this position and kind of connecting those dots. So, what in their research did they find that actually stood out and made them interested in this position? And why are they a good fit for it? Not just because, hey, I need a job and I've heard this is a good opportunity, but instead, why genuinely are we a match for you and you think that you might be a good match for us?
Ah, absolutely. And I love the reference you made to when you're doing your research about the employer before your interview, because that is also key.
Yes.
A key element to showing up well, as you just mentioned. So, what are some common interviewing mistakes that you see, especially new grads or perhaps interns or people applying to be interns making in interviews?
Yes. Okay, so most employers, we usually use a behavioral type interview process. And what that means is we are looking for very specific examples of times you've had success in another area. And one of the mistakes I see students have with this is they give very general answers for that. So, for example, Abby, here's a question I might ask. I might say, tell me about a time where you have had to deal with a difficult customer, vendor, coworker, and walk me through how you handled that situation. And a lot of times with behavioral type questions, I'll hear from students, oh, that happens all the time. I'm a server and my goal is to make sure everyone leaves happy. But instead, I want to hear the very specifics. Like, on Friday night when I was working, a customer came in, their steak wasn't done the way that they had wanted it. My first step was to say, I'm so sorry that happened to you. I, want to make sure that this is exactly the way you like it. And how can I fix this for you? So I want that complete answer. There's lots of different acronyms out there, but one of them that I always use is I think of the STAR method. So, what was your situation? What was your task? What was your action? And what was your result? And I think if you think of answering interview questions using that form, your answers will be complete without also babbling on and on. So then you're like, what was the question again? It kind of allows you to make a complete answer and then stop and wait for the interviewer then to respond. So practice behavioral type questions, everybody.
Yes, yeah, and we absolutely talk about the STAR method. So I love to hear that in interviews is very helpful, and that helps students, like you said, articulate the different details, help you as the employer understand the situation and who they are and how they handled it, because that's of course how you that's your only avenue to see how they're going to handle that kind of situation and how they might handle it if they worked for you. So that's great. Thank you. What are some important questions for an applicant to ask, especially, during this environment when they're accepting a job offer?
Yes. Okay, so given this unique environment that we're in, I think that it is very appropriate and acceptable to ask some of those extra questions regarding safety and precautions and ensuring that you feel comfortable in the environment that you're going to jump into. And it's okay to ask those questions because we want this to be a good fit for you. So if we extend you an offer, it really is because we feel that you have the potential to be successful here. And part of that success is ensuring that our culture and our environment matches with yours. So asking those questions, what does a day in the life look like? How has your business changed since COVID? What kind of additional safety precautions do you have in place within your organization for your employees or even for your customers or whoever that might be? I think most employers, I think usually we're an open book. And the more questions that you ask, it really shows us that you genuinely are interested. And again, not just looking for a job, but really trying to dive into a successful career. And then, Abby, I also have to say, even before COVID, like the things I want students to ask me and candidates to dig in on is, a typical day in the life. Why do I work here? Whoever you're interviewing with, ask why they work here and see if some of those things are matching up. Other things I think of is what's the potential. So think about where you see yourself in 5 years or 10 years and asking questions like, how does this position help you to meet those long-term goals to make sure, again, that it's maybe not just a 6-month job, but a long-term potential career or step in helping you to reach those long-term goals. So again, of course, all the safety precautions with COVID, career path, and then some of those personal questions to ensure that it matches for you or all around the entire spectrum of things.
Great, thank you. What tips do you have on how to prepare for an interview? You've mentioned a couple already, but further tips that you have on how to prepare?
Yes. Okay. So in the new virtual world, there are different kinds of preparation tips, right? So before COVID, it was like make sure you get there on time, prepare, allow time for parking and all that kind of stuff. And now what I want you to do, you guys, is I want you to spend that extra time preparing the space that you're in. You know what? Turn on your camera, set everything up, make sure that the person you're talking to is going to be able to see and hear you. So testing your video and your audio, what's in the background, making sure that you don't have some crazy college posters or, mom or dad walking around in the background. So having your space properly set up, practicing it, making sure the lighting and everything looks good. In addition to that, I know like we can't see everything, so I don't care if you want to be in sweats, but I still think, taking the time to make sure that you look professional from what is viewable on the screen is important and just shows that you care. The last thing I think is really helpful when it comes to preparation is elevator pitches, elevator speeches. So if you guys haven't heard of these, I'm a big fan of them. I think when you go into interviews, the reality is you don't always know what we're going to ask, right? But one thing that you can always prepare for is that strong introduction. We're going to say, who are you? Tell me a little bit about yourself, or why are you here today? And having that 30-second blurb that's catered to that specific interview is going to kind of get your confidence built up. It's going to get things started off on the right foot. So practice an elevator pitch, and not only having like one in your head or written down, but actually saying it out loud. I think it sounds dorky, but standing in front of the mirror and saying that elevator pitch out loud so that you're prepared for that kickoff of that interview. So lots of hopefully good things to help you guys prepare for these unique virtual interactions.
I always say that too about practicing your elevator pitch in the mirror. Yeah, it sounds kind of corny, but it really makes a difference to practice translating what you have in your head that you would want to say to actually articulating those words, and does it make sense and that kind of thing. So yes, students practice ahead of time. Um, let's see, my last couple questions for you are you open to students contacting you? And if so, how should they reach out to you?
Absolutely. I would love to meet with all of you and talk to you further. Whether it's about job or internship opportunities or just any, advice that you might need. You can reach out to me by email. I am on LinkedIn. I'd love to connect with you there. I think that's a great way to take advantage of building your network on LinkedIn as well. And then if you guys haven't already looked into Handshake, we have a big presence on Handshake, and that I think is going to be a key tool for you going forward this year as well. So you can always connect that way too.
Yes, absolutely. And students, you've got the Gold Pass powered by Handshake app and lots of opportunities that you can look on that and get notified and save searches. So yeah, absolutely. Gold Pass powered by Handshake is such a great tool, especially in this environment. It was before, but especially now. Does your organization currently have any opportunities available, either entry level, full time, internship, or other?
Yes. So we are excited to be hiring again, which is awesome. We're hiring for our entry level management trainee position. And we're also probably like mid September, end of September or so, before the virtual career fair, I will begin interviewing for our full time summer internship program. So I'm excited. We'll be bringing on some strong interns again this summer, which will be great. And then if anyone's just looking for part-time work, we do have some behind the scenes people. All of our career and job opportunities are posted on our career site. So feel free to check those out or also reach out if you're curious about a specific opportunity.
Very cool. That is exciting that you all are hiring again. So this is a good, this will be a good fall. And I also love to hear that you're going to be at the CLA Internship and Career Fair, our first year doing it virtual. So it'll be exciting to have you there. So students, you can also touch base with Ashley at the virtual career fair. And
Yes,
lastly,
please.
yes, go see her. And lastly, any other general words of advice or encouragement for students this fall?
Yeah, absolutely. You guys, I think I just want to let you know that you've got this. We are in this together. I know this semester, this year is going to look and be a little bit different, but the great thing about it is that it's new for all of us. So if you could be a little extra patient with us, we'll also be a little extra patient with you. And I think it is going to be different, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it will be bad. I think there's a lot of good things to come, and it is a time where we can all just kind of come together and just know that we're very supportive of what you're doing as well.
Well said, absolutely. Thank you so much, Ashley, for your time, and have a lovely day.
Thank you so much for having me. Bye, everyone.